what it's like to be under a death watch. We have the luxury of having a so-called constitution and bills of rights and elected officials who we can take our grievance to and who will act. And even when they don't act, we don't lose our lives. Not so with Iran.
Right.
Not so with Syria.
Right.
Not so with a lot of countries in what they call the Far East.
Right.
Well, it's not the Far East.
Or the Middle East.
It's the Middle East. And it ain't in the Middle East. It's our neighborhood. Ain't we all in the world?
Yeah.
It's part of our neighborhood. And the challenge to us is to connect not only our understanding of history of what's been going on, but really our feelings and our hearts to what's going on. Because that's what's going to make us take real action. And we got to search ourselves. Because there are a lot of organizations here who have called for letter writing, for phone calls to elected officials, and we've seen it, but we haven't done it. Now, you don't have to raise your hand. But I'm telling you, we're going to have to up the ante on our action.
Amen.
Right now, nationally and internationally, all across the nation, there are cities who are gathering just like us. We need to make this what Hillary Clinton called a moment where we find our voice. But our voice cannot be mere words. They're going to have to be actions. And some of the actions will mean assembling in front of our congressional elected offices and doing the same thing, making it clear to them. No war, no intervention, no sanctions, no more assassinations.
Right, with a drone.
What would happen if any nation came here
With drones.
and killed anybody here?
Right.
You think this nation would sit quietly? You've already seen the example.
Right.
And yet this nation has been engaged with the assassination of a scientist there that, because of their own wacky fear, thought it was okay. Not only is it not right, but it's something we need to be putting a spotlight on. Our nation, right now, is thinking that the majority of American citizens will follow their lead. What American citizens need to do is take the lead and make these elected leaders follow us. And in order for us to do that, we have to have more than one international day of standing up for those who are being bullied internationally and abused internationally. We have to have more than one day. And we have to have more than one action. And this is not just only a photo op. This is a chance for us to really engage in this impregnant moment. And now some of us are going to find our spirit in gatherings like this.
Yes.
And you should. If you don't open up yourselves to receive the energy that is present on every side and in everybody here, then you shucking and jiving.
Yes.
This is a serious moment. And as I close, let me just say this. Now, some people have never really seen what war can do. And yet there are some here who have been in the deep valleys of war, seen bodies torn apart, seen families who have nothing to do with the warfare in a state of chaos when bombs and bullets are flying, seeing those who have been accused by somebody who saw nothing and was not there but sent somebody else to do the slaughtering. Some of us don't know what war is truly like. And some people think in war, the only people that get hurt is the one who the bombs and the bullet hit. Well, it's not so.
Everybody gets hurt.
And if you continue to read the papers in this country of those who are coming back from other countries where we done bullied and stole their riches and harmed their people, we'll find that a lot of people have come back wounded and are deeply wounded, and we have yet to discover how much. And I want to tell you, we're all in danger.
We are all in danger.
Because one of the things about war especially for those who have engaged and come back. If they can't get it out of their system, if they can't come back to a people who will embrace them and keep them in the garden of peace, they will explode right in front of you.
Right.
Now, you may not understand that, and I struggle to talk about it in that way because this is a country that likes to talk about patriotism. Patriotism is not serving some jive flag and think you representing the best interests of your country.
Right, right.
If you want to be patriotic, see yourself as a citizen of the world and stand up for any citizen that's being abused. In this case, if we're such a great nation, let this great nation stand up on behalf of those countries who have been demonized. In fact, let the people of this nation stand against those who stand in these elected houses who seek to demonize others. And for those of you who may be of Jewish descent, and those of us who have friends who are, we have to find kinder, stronger language to speak to our sisters and brothers of Jewish descent. Because right now, this government wants you to think it's a battle of tribes and religious sects, and it is not.